Time for Criminal Law 101
with criminal defense attorney Ken Eulo from the law firm of Smith Eulo
on 101.1 WJRR.
We are Orlando's rock station. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we doing today?
Doing all right, man. Getting ready for the cooler air to be filtering in today, man.
Love it.
Downright chilly. And be cold tonight, they say.
All right. 22526 is our text line. Ken with Smith and Eulo, criminal defense attorneys. He's here. He will entertain any criminal law-related questions you might want to get over to us. Also, some things in the news we may want to bring up. How about this situation over in Ybor City over the weekend? The street racer who was out on, I-275 late at night, got off, and the cops spotted him, backed off, because they're like, we're not going to, this guy's going into Ybor City. He speeds off into Ybor City, loses control, right into the outdoor area of a bar, and kills 4 people, injures 11 more.
You know, I saw the highlights from it. I mean, that's absolutely brutal, right? I mean, to just be hanging out, minding your own business, and this guy barrels into everyone and kills. I think it was like 5 people that died, right?
4 dead, 11 injured, and
I was saying same thing as you, Ken, to Pat earlier. I go, you're just out at a restaurant with your buddies or your wife or whoever, and then wow.
I know recently here in Florida they've stiffened the penalties for this road racing stuff, so he's gonna have charges for that, street racing, fleeing and eluding, and now I'm guessing what, vehicular homicide. Is that what he's looking at here? I
mean, you're looking at a ton of charges on this, right? I mean, for every count of fleeing and eluding that causes injury or death, I mean, that's an F1, which means first-degree felony, punishable by 30 years, minimum mandatory prison sentences across the board. So, I mean, he's probably going to be hit with multiple counts of that. Then you have the vehicular manslaughter, right? I mean, that's going to carry some serious consequences. I mean, when it's all said and done, I mean, there's going to be probably a multi-count information, and information is basically the fancy term for charging affidavit in Florida.
All because you had to do some street racing there, cool guy.
As a criminal defense attorney, if you ended up having a case like this fall in your lap, what's the strategy? Just obviously, if you got video evidence galore that the public has all seen, are you going to try to reduce some of the charges? I mean, he's still going away probably the rest of his life. Minimum.
You look at cases like this, and you have to kind of see, do they capture him actually in the car? I mean, I see the car, right? And we all see the car, but I haven't seen a lot of the aftermath of what happened. Does the guy jump out of the car? Were there other people in the car? So before I could really give a full defense on this, I'd want to see exactly, do they actually have him physically behind the wheel of the car? No. And can they actually see, with some sort of visual, hey, this is the guy, we saw him pop out, we saw him run.
Right. They'd have to be able to, with the amount of cameras that are out now everywhere.
So we had that, and then on Friday, the terrible situation down in Miami-Dade. Traffic pulls a guy over. The guy gets in an argument with the cop, attacks the cop, gets his gun, tries to get his gun, shoots and kills the deputy. Then the guy kills himself. What is going on in this world, man? It's just.
If you have any questions for Ken directly, just because we're getting some email or text about it, Ken at Smith and Eulo. That's EULO. SmithandEulo.com. Somebody said hey, Ken, just need a recommendation for an employment and HIPAA violation attorney. Do you have any suggestions on that?
Sure. So if they want to shoot our office a call, we have a couple of people that we work with that do those types of issues. They would just call our office, and we can make the recommendation directly to them.
Yeah, it's Smith and Eulo.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to bust through a couple more of these, Pat? I know you had other stuff.
No, it's all good. Whatever you got, man. We got time.
With the current government shutdown and the ideas of raiding grocery raiding them at grocery stores and theft of individuals outside grocery stores, do I have the right to defend somebody if needed?
I mean, that's slippery slope, right? When you say defend somebody, I need to know what.
So you talking about getting involved as a third party?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
So are we talking about defending the store? Are we talking about defending somebody who's being attacked?
Somebody being attacked is what he's at, yeah.
Right? So if somebody's being attacked at a store, I mean, you are allowed to protect a third party, right? But I mean, obviously, my suggestion is not to jump in the middle of two guys going at it, right? But if you see somebody that's beating on a woman or hurting somebody that's vulnerable, and you decide, hey, I'm going to jump in, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we definitely have self-defense in Florida, which carries over to third parties that are in need of protection. So nothing wrong with that.
Okay. This individual asked why they've never been selected for jury duty. Then they went on to say, I had top secret clearance in the military and PTSD discharge. Is that the reasoning?
So they've never gotten pulled to the courthouse, or they've never actually been pulled as the final people on the jury, right?
I know you just saying this means that card's going to show up in one of our mailboxes.
No.
When you get that thing, you're like, didn't I just get called for this? And it's always obvious. It's like 6 years ago, but it seems like, it was 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we look for different things when we're picking a jury, right? So, every case is unique. So there's no rhyme or reason why somebody's going to get picked over somebody else. It's just, you look at, for example, if it's like a driving case where, it's intoxication is the basis for it. You're going to look for people that understand having a couple of drinks, going out at night, things like that. If it's a more complicated, more nuanced issue, you're going to look for people that are really, in certain professions like engineers and things like that. So that's what I look for when I'm picking a jury. I'm going to be very specific as to the type of offense that I have, the kind of jurors that I'm looking for.
Will you do Pat and I a favor if we're sitting in and we're running, please don't pick us.
Well, there's an easy way to get out of it, but maybe I'll tell you off the air.
Yeah, definitely do.
Hey, if that guy means he's never even received a summons to be considered, just consider yourself lucky then. If you haven't had to just go down there and...
He's saying that he wasn't chosen, and he's asking if it's because the super secret clearance that he had from being in the military.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't. That's not it. I mean, we have all kinds of very serious professions that are brought into the jury pool all the time. I mean, we have federal public defenders and federal attorneys and all that stuff brought into the courtroom and selected for jury duty all the time. I mean, it's just a matter of whether we want them on the panel.
You get your perspective on something we're seeing more and more these days: juveniles being charged as adults. Is there a set standard here for when this happens? Is this at the discretion of said prosecutor? What goes into making the call whether or not something that a juvenile has done warrants, hey, you are going to be tried and treated and sentenced as an adult?
Yeah, so the prosecutor in the case does have a lot of discretion. I would say that you'll see a lot of variance between counties also, right? So, I would say that if you look at cases in more liberal counties, you're going to see them pushing the envelope more toward, they're right there on the line, like 17 years old or, right before 18, 16, very, very, very serious with long history. That's usually when I'm going to see, the discretion a little bit more lenient. But when you get up, I mean, I've had cases up in, say, like Marion County, which is a much more conservative jurisdiction.
Sure.
And you're seeing people that are very young, charged as adults, and you're sitting here scratching your head, going, why did the prosecutor make that call? I mean, this is a person that has really very limited criminal history. Maybe they're like 15 years old or something like that. I mean, the offense is not particularly heinous, and you see them,
So to answer the question, there is no set guidelines, really. Then
so I'd have to, I mean, this would probably be a much lengthier conversation with the exact criteria. If I'm not mistaken, and again, I'd have to go back and check the exact guidelines. I think 14 might be the cutoff, and then what you have to do is for like the life felony stuff, you have to look at like indictments and things like that. But when you have, there's a range, right? Like when you're looking at that 14, 15, 16, 17, right before 18 range, there's a lot of discretion that
so the closer you are to 18, the more likely, if you do something serious enough, they're going to pop you as an adult.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, the closer you get, and again, I've seen, kids right there on the cusp of like 15 years old getting charged as adults with stuff that I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. And you see it in a lot more conservative places.
Okay.
We have time for one more listener.
Sure. What do you got?
Can I have the title to my car and it was repossessed even though there's no lien on it? If I go to the repo yard and just take it back, what can happen to me? So it's repoed even though they have the title and it's paid. There's no lien on it.
How does that happen?
I mean, I'm not going to ever recommend anybody going into a tow yard and breaking in.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You got to go through the proper channels, right? I mean, if no matter what you think you have or no matter what you think the correct status of your car is, you got to go through the proper channels. If you're going there and they're telling you, hey, that you can't get this car, don't forcibly take a vehicle or don't break into a tow yard.
You end up with a whole different set of problems you're going to have.
So I've actually seen cases like that before, to be honest with you. I mean, we've actually had cases where a person jumped over the fence in a tow yard, had spare keys to the car, floored it through the gate, escaped, and
now you're paying for the gate. You're getting arrested and
breaking and entering.
First, you got charged with burglary.
Yeah,
right? Burglary. And just going over the gate creates this burglary structure. So you're burglarizing a property. So you got to be careful with that.
If that is the situation where look, this is my car, I've got the title and all, you just go to the police on that and they get it sorted for you? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's not a bad call. I mean, if you think that you have legitimate basis to claim that car is your vehicle, and they're not giving it to you, I think getting the police involved is not a bad decision.
100%.
Ken Eulo from Smith Eulo Criminal Defense Attorneys. Taco, the contact points again if you want to get a hold of Ken.
That would be Ken at smithandeulo.com. SmithAndEulo.com.
And you can always send your questions over to us anytime you'd like at 22526. Ken, awesome, dude. Appreciate the insight every week.
Awesome seeing you guys.
All right. Lynch and Taco's commercial-free Workday Rock Block coming up in minutes.
Lynch and Taco.